Everybody could get in your seats and get ready. We will get started. We've got an exciting program here today, and we'd like to get you out of this room into the bar in time after you've been fired up by a lot of really interesting investment opportunities. I'm Duncan. I'm the managing partner at Solidus Company. 3 years ago, roughly 3 years ago, when Vic Gatto and I invited 10 people and told each of them to invite 10 more to our office for pizza and beer to talk about what we could do to improve the entrepreneurial ecosystem in Nashville, I freely confess I never imagined this room. I frankly didn't imagine this room last year when we had about 3/4 this many people in here. I guess I can imagine this room for next year, because if we go over this, I think the fire marshal will shut it down. So I think we're pretty close to capacity unless we move to a different room. So I want to thank real briefly, and there'll be some other people talking about this, but I want to thank our partners at the Nashville Entrepreneur Center, Michael Burcham, the mentors who have worked with these management teams, the railroad for the background noise, and most importantly, the teams for this year's cohort, the third cohort for Jumpstart Foundry. You're going to be excited about what you see. There's some very interesting investment opportunities, some things that'll just fire you up about Nashville, about entrepreneurship, about being an American today. So it'll be a good day, and I really thank all of you all too for coming out. So Vic and I invited those people over, and we invited 10, told each of them to invite 10, and in typical entrepreneur fashion, 15 more showed up. So I had to go buy a couple extra pizzas, as I remember. But we put together the general plan for Jumpstart Foundry that night. It has evolved, and we have been really excited at every step of the way at Solidus to be involved with it. It's evolved, I think, into something that is a significant contribution to the entrepreneurial ecosystem here in Nashville. We saw some trends 3 years ago. We spend our days, Vic and I, at Solidus, thinking about early stage venture capital. We're concentrated and focused on early stage venture capital at a time when a lot of the industry is moving larger and later in terms of the deals that they do, ostensibly in an effort to control risk, which has worked out real well for the guys who put late stage money into Groupon. Sorry, I couldn't resist that. We're focused on the early stage, and we saw some trends coming into confluence that were really changing the environment for early stage, for startups, lowering the price of poker, if you will, the ante to start a business, broadening the sorts of businesses that could be venture capital deals. And we wanted to try to learn more about that, be more involved in that. I referred to it as, I think my line to Vic as we were putting that first meeting together was, you know, Vic, we've got to get more out into the primeval ooze and understand, you know, where some of these early stage things come from, get to know the people who are doing them better than we already do. And I've been doing this for 27 years, so I felt like I knew a lot, but I will freely confess I've learned a lot in the last 3 years through our involvement with Jumpstart, working with Michael Burcham down at the Entrepreneur Center and otherwise. We felt it was important. There were both civic and, to be absolutely fair and honest, and it won't surprise you, self-interested reasons for us to do this. They come together, though, because if a better entrepreneurial ecosystem in our home market is good for us, freely confess that. More good startups, more opportunities for us to invest. But a better entrepreneurial ecosystem is also good for the city. I think one of the real key attributes of Nashville that makes Nashville the city that it is that we have always had an attractive entrepreneurial ecosystem. I think it's really improved in recent years. It's broadened out beyond just healthcare services. We've got, as you'll see today, we've got a lot of companies that have nothing to do with healthcare services, but they are really interesting investment opportunities. That's good for the city, that's good for us. As I said, for us, we're focused on the early stage. So this is an opportunity to see things at their earliest stage and have a chance to invest in them, to grow with them. But we have no proprietary claim on any of this. These opportunities are freely offered to all of you out there, and any of you who've got any money lying around in the social sofa cushions, you should think about these opportunities that you're going to see today, because I'm convinced there's some big winners here. We want to be patient capital. We are patient capital. We invest with an owner's mentality in startup companies, and we see the startup process as it starts. These companies have been through an intense 14-week process. The process of growing and building a great business is a long-term business. One of these slides I saw that flashed by says that successful investing should be more like watching grass grow or paint dry. If you want excitement, take $800 and go to Vegas. I believe that. Although I will say the day-to-day events in our life at Solidus, in the life of these startups, doesn't feel like watching paint dry very often. But we are patient. Solidus is a 50-year fund. We're evergreen, so we can reinvest the proceeds of realized investments, and those two things together position us, we think, as a good investor, as a good partner for early-stage companies. But we've got an active venture capital community here in Nashville that there's a lot more good partners. We work with a lot of you out there in this audience, and encourage all of you to, as I said, pay attention to these opportunities here today, because they're early, but they're exciting concepts, and they've done a good job coming through this program. As I said, I've been doing this for 27 years. Vic's been doing it for 11 or 12. I feel very safe in saying we have never been more excited about the deal flow that we're seeing in Nashville and in other places. We're mainly focused in the Southeast. Never been more excited about the deal flow that we're seeing. Never been more excited about the breadth of opportunities that we're seeing. And at a time when there's a lot of gloom and doom talk about the economy, I'm confident that we will, as a city, as a section, as a country, we'll come through it, we'll emerge, and what will lead us out of the economic malaise is what's always led us out of economic malaise: entrepreneurship, creativity, the eternal optimism and adaptability of the American economy and the free market economy in the United States and increasingly in the world. And what you're going to see today is a manifestation of that. And we are delighted to be part of bringing it to you, and hope you'll enjoy the day, find some good investment opportunities, and drink some liquor later. So, as an appetizer for what you're going to see today, I hope they gave me one technological job. I have to punch a button. Those of you who know me know that they took a real risk in doing that. But as an appetizer for what you're going to see today, we've got a video that'll give you sort of an introduction for what's going to go on today, and then there's going to be a couple of other intro speakers, and then we will get to the meat of the program, which is the presentations from the 2012 Jumpstart Foundry cohort. I was also instructed to say that the Twitter handle is #JSF2012. Some of you may know I recently learned how to do Twitter. I would love to have something tweeted that I was involved in that did something other than insult agencies of the metro government.